How many people fit at a table?
Depends on the type of table. A 5-foot round can fit 8 people comfortably, 10 people at the max, 10 people if you have shafari chairs at the max, and no chargers. If you have those big like banquet chairs and you have chargers, then you're looking at 8 people for that table, and then it'll go up from there.
What about one of those big massaging chairs like at Brookstone?
Maybe 4 people.
That'd be a bougie wedding.
Yeah, it would. But I would say anywhere on average from 6 to 10 people, depending on what kind of place setting you're looking at and what kind of chair you're looking at and what kind of table size.
Okay.
But we can link to that. We'll link to that. So make sure you go check it out on the site so you can have a little handy reference.
And just thinking about, producing a podcast and things like that. When you guys go back through this, could y'all tell me how to spell bougie? I'm just kind of curious. I'm just wondering
Sure.
how would one spell that?
We will look that up for you.
Thank you. I'm just curious.
We'll get back to you.
It'll be in my inbox.
It'll be a good use of time.
Yeah.
And if anybody else is interested, email us and
Yeah.
We'll let you know as
notes.
well. It'll be in the show notes.
Spelling of bougie.
Moving on.
Just kind of curious.
Just a curious question.
Yeah. Wondering minds. What's the inquiring minds? That's the term. What's the best way to assign?
To assign
Not
bouginess?
bougie, not bouginess. That's easier to assign. No. What's the best way to assign your tables? Like who goes where?
Start with your bridal party, obviously. They're going to either go at your head table or maybe tables right next to you and their dates, where they're going. And then I would start with your immediate family, grandparents. Where are they going? Who's sitting with who? Are you going to have all of one side of the couple's family on one side of the room and the other side of the couple's family on the other side of the room? Or are you going to mix it up? So I'd make those decisions. And then I would put people who either know each other, if you can fill a whole table with that. So maybe coworkers or aunts and uncles, cousins, those kinds of things, college friends. Or if you have a couple of mishmash that don't really go with anybody, try to get them with people who have similar interests. So think about that. Like maybe your best friend is from Texas and you have a bunch of friends that,
Went to Oklahoma.
Yeah. There we go. Football reference.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a good episode
Roll Tide.
without. And maybe you can put them together because they'll have something in common to talk about. So
Right.
put some thought
Mutual
into
hatred for each other's teams.
it. Exactly.
Right. Okay.
Should make for a fun dinner.
Yeah. Do you play matchmaker with people you want to meet? You get to meet each other? Have
Probably,
you ever seen that happen?
I probably wouldn't.
You probably wouldn't do that?
Yeah. It's a little bit awkward.
Yeah. That sounds kind of weird.
Yeah. It's a little bit awkward.
You've heard that question asked though.
If it makes sense because it's not going to be so obvious, then maybe. But I wouldn't make it like a singles table. That's kind of like singling people out with the singles table.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice
You
play
like
on
that?
words. Yeah, that's good. So does the actual number table matter that they are assigned? Like I would want to be number 1.
Right. It shouldn't.
Your brother Matt's favorite number is number 5. So would he
It
want to be
does-
at table 5?
It does matter to some people.
Matt, I hope you're listening. Shout out.
It does matter to some people. It might matter to your parents, so I would ask them, and if they're going to be bothered by it, then I would just do that. First off, I would decide if you want your head table numbered, because you're probably going to want to be number 1. And then
Good point.
I would work your way around the room. So if it matters to your parents and they want to be table, 1 and 2, good luck deciding who gets who. Whoever cares. I mean, not who matters. They both matter equally. But whoever cares, then I would make them, table 1 and circle around the room so that the numbers make sense. 1 should be next to table 2, which should be next to table 3.
Sure.
Don't make table 1 next to table 7 just because people want to be at a specific table.
And also your planner is going to be a little confused when they're running around to verifying.
Everybody's going to be a little confused.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, I would keep your parents close to the couple. I would keep your grandparents away from the speaker. I would, make sure your young people are near the dance floor or the bar. That's just a few good tips. But the number shouldn't matter.
Sure. So I'm going to ask you a different question that just kind of came to mind here.
Awesome.
Got to keep you on your toes, you know?
I love it.
Table numbers. What are some fun things that you've seen people do that are unique outside of just like, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever? Just fun things. I feel like I've heard you tell some stories about that.
I had a couple he was a pilot, and they did all of their favorite cities, their airport codes. That was really fun. I've had a few couples who have done pictures of them that age. So like, her and him both
awesome.
at 1 year old, like pictures of them at one on table one. I think that's really cute.
That's adorable.
Yeah, that's really, really cute. I love it when there's some kind of personal tie. I've had people who've picked like favorite books and named them after like their favorite books together, or favorite, just even put different quotes on their table numbers. So you can have a lot of fun with it. I would personalize it. I would recommend still, even if you do named tables, like maybe you name it, like they named it their airport codes.
Right.
We still had a table number just to make things a little bit easier for people. So
logistically,
it wasn't just like, where's table CLT? It was like, I'm at CLT, table 3. Where's that? It made things just a little bit easier for people when they were moving, because that can take a really long time, and you don't want to eat up your reception with people trying to be like, where's my table?
Right.
Yeah. But I think there's a lot of fun ways to do it.
Yeah, I was just curious.